It looks like Canadian government policy has shifted as they have just announced that they will make it easy to deport failed asylum seekers back to their home. We are hearing reports of mass deportation at the point of entry at various Canadian airports. In this video, I'm going to share with you how you can reduce the risk of being deported if you travel to Canada. So if you know anybody who is planning to travel to Canada, this video is loaded. It's a must that they must watch it. I have just got off the phone with a friend of mine who is based in Toronto. This gentleman has served 22 years in Canadian immigration. In Canadian immigration, he just told me that there is mass deportation, and the reason for the deportation is not new. Some of these reasons could be avoided by simply watching a video like this. Number one, if you're planning to go to Canada as a student, or you're planning to go to Canada with the intention of converting your work permit, your visitor's permit to work permit, this video is a must for you. Now, this guy said to me that somebody called him and told him that the reason he was deported from Canada is because the immigration looked at his mobile phone and they found that he had posted on his Facebook before he left his home country that, oh, when I go to Canada, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to stay in Canada, I'm not coming back. Because of what he posted on his Facebook, that cost this gentleman his Canadian dream. He also told me that right now in Canadian airport that they are actually checking back. There's another gentleman who was deported because in his luggage, he had his CV, that's resume. He's got all the proof of the places where he's going to work. He's got everything that he's going to use to work in Canada, and he was coming on a visitor's visa. So when the gentleman was asked, how long are you staying in Canada? He said 2 months. What are you doing in your own country? He said he's on vacation. You are on vacation, you're staying in Canada. The man became suspicious that if you are on vacation in your home country, you said you're coming to Canada, you will only stay for 2 months. You stay for 2 months. This doesn't add up. This doesn't add up. How can you have a job in your home country and you said you are going to stay in Canada for 2 months? The man now took him into a room and started searching his bag. My friend, anything that will create uncertainty in the mind of any visa consular or any immigration officer at the point of entry, you must avoid it by all means. Anything that will create doubt that, oh, is this person really coming to visit or is he coming for dual purpose? You have to make sure you remove that from the mind of the immigration officer. So back to the story. The man took him to the room. He was checking his bag, looking for things. He found a CV, a Canadian CV, Canadian resume with his name. He found things in his bag that showed that this gentleman did not plan to return back. And he asked him, why do you have Canadian CV in your bag if you're planning to visit? If you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Francis. The sole aim of this channel is to provide you information, educate you on how you can legally migrate. The Launch Club, that is our sole goal. So if you want to get the latest update on migration or any other thing that will affect your migration trip, this is the place to be. Share this content with your family and friends. Our mission is to help you legally migrate without spending money on lawyers and agents. So back to the story. So they opened his bag and they found things there. So this gentleman, the man said, I don't believe that you are coming to Canada for the purpose that you've told me. and as a result, I am denying you entry, and you're going back to your home country with the next flight. That is how this gentleman's dream ended. The first one I was telling you, my friend said the man suspected. They asked him questions, his body language, the way he was dressed, his body language, he was shaking. He was shaking. The man became suspicious. If this man is genuine, why is he shaking? Okay, let me ask him more questions. And after that, they collected his phone. He said, open your phone, let me check. He saw on this man's Facebook, you people that your life, everything about you, are putting everything on Facebook. He saw on his Facebook that the man has already posted, I'm heading to Canada, not coming back to my home country again. I'm going to get a job in Canada. And when I get a job in Canada, I'm going to stay in Canada, and I'm not until I get my Canadian passport. That is when I'm going to. He posted this on his Facebook. So the man looked at him and said, you told me you are coming to Canada to work. Who wrote this thing on your Facebook? He says, sir. He couldn't say anything. That is how this gentleman was deported. Canada announced yesterday that they are going to fast track the deportation of failed asylum seekers. So failed asylum seekers, they started this policy with the temporary work permit because there's election coming now. The government of Canada wants to give the Canadian public the impression that they are in control, that they are deporting people. So here is what you need to know if you're planning to go to Canada. At the point of entry, when you ask a question, go straight to the point. Make sure you have your proof of fund. The number one question that you will be asked is, what is your purpose of coming to Canada? You have to be able to answer that question. The purpose of coming to Canada is for me to come on. I'm here on conference. I'm here to attend a conference. If you say you are here to attend a conference, and the conference, for example, is about United Nations Sustainable Development, they ask you, what is United Nations Sustainable Development? People that like to use agents, and you don't even know the meaning of United Nations Sustainable Development. Would you grant that kind of person entry? Somebody that is coming to Canada, I said, is coming to attend a conference. My friend also told me there was a guy who was deported. He was there to attend the UNICEF conference on AIDS prevention. They were asking, what is UNICEF? The man did not know. He did not know. So all these things can be prevented by preparation. The chances of you being deported is very slim if you do your homework well. There is nothing wrong in using agent, but if agent is helping you, make sure the information that the agent filled on your application, that you have the application information, you study it. Because if the agent wrote that you are attending a conference, or for example, you are attending a conference in Canada on how to reduce climate change, and you don't know anything about climate change, would you believe that kind of person? If somebody is standing before you, want to come into your country, he said he's there to attend conference on climate change, and you ask him, can you tell me what is global warming? They say, global warming, global warming. That person shows that this person is not there for the purpose. The number one role of a entry clearance officer is to find those that are coming to the country for the wrong motive. That is their number one role. And you can reduce all these things by preparation, being mindful of your body language. When you're talking, look relaxed. If they ask you for proof of fund, make sure you have it. If they ask you, how are you going to go from Toronto to Richmond Hill? You've done your homework. You should be able to answer all these basic questions. If you're coming as a student, which school are you studying? You know your school, you know the course. You're saying you're studying, you're coming to study engineering. They ask you basic question. You don't know anything about engineering. Because right now in Canada, as at yesterday, Mark Miller, the immigration minister, reported that they have seen a rise in the asylum claim of 1,500%. A lot of students go into Canada, they get student visa, they realize that they couldn't study because they couldn't pay, they want to claim asylum. Now, this is why you have to do your homework very well. So all I'm saying to you is that the chances of you being deported, you are in control of your destiny. This thing is not hard. It is what you wrote on your application. That is what you will be asked at the point of entry, and your presentation. That is all. If you're seeing value for this content and you know anyone who is planning to come to Canada, share this video with them. You could be helping someone by sharing this video with them. Our goal is to help you to achieve your migration dream. We are hearing about the mass deportation of people in Canadian airports. This video will help you reduce the chances of you being deported by doing the basic things that I'm telling you to do in this video. So now let me now share with you the things that you must be aware of. Before you travel, be mindful of what you post on social media. Be mindful of what you are carrying in your luggage. Be mindful of your body language. Stay calm, stay relaxed. When you're asked a question, answer the question. Try give them eye contact. In the Western world, when you give them eye contact, it shows that you are trustworthy. That's very, very important. Make sure you have your proof of fund. If they ask you, those of you who are students, that you like every time, you like to travel, you like to travel. If you're traveling all the time, they ask you, it raises flag. You are a student. Where are you getting the money that you're using to travel back to your home country every time? That is something that you have to be mindful of as well. So all I'm saying to you is that deportation will only happen to you if you're not prepared, if you haven't done your homework, and number three, if you doesn't present as confident when you are being asked questions. Relax, smile. These things will give the visa, the entry clearance officer, that you are somebody who could be trusted, that you are there for the purpose that you claim you are coming there for. These are all the basic things. Make sure you have your proof of fund. Make sure you've done your homework with respect to the course that you say you're studying, how you're going to get to where you're going. If you're staying in a hotel, make sure you have proof that you've paid for the hotel. If you say you're staying with a relative, make sure you have proof of how that relative is connected to you, how they will pick you up from the airport. If they are outside, say they will be picking you up from the outside. So all these things will reduce the chances of you being deported. So make sure you share this video with anyone that you know who is planning to travel to Canada in 2024. Tell them to do all these basic, simple things that I'm telling you now. If you do all these things, your chances of being deported in Canada is zero. Share this video, subscribe to this channel for content like this. Make sure you share it with your family and friends. Our goal is to help you to legally migrate without spending money on lawyers and agents.